company, Platinum Group Metals, has made an award-winning discovery.
It's in a new area that nobody's ever discovered Bushveld before, first of all, and it has extraordinary grade thickness. So we're talking about something more than 2.5 to 5.5 meters thick, multiple layers. It goes for kilometers, and we have yet to see the end of it. We're about $18 million invested so far in just exploration and drilling. We've drilled over 100,000 meters of core, and we've got lots of room to go yet.
And how did you fund that?
We've got great institutional shareholders in North America and the UK, and we're also in partnership with JOGMEC, which is the Japanese government state company. They've been great partners, and they invested actually the initial exploration money. They put up the first $3 million, and then we've partnered since then. And
you firmed up 10 million ounces. What is that worth in today's money when you translate it into what you can sell the platinum?
The basket price right now on that basket of metals, platinum, palladium, and gold, not a lot of rhodium in this deposit yet, but today's money, you're looking at about $1,100 basket price, so yeah, it's worth a lot. It's worth a lot of money. It's several billions.
And its shallowness, how important is that?
Yeah, well, the basic factors in a mining deposit are grade, depth, thickness, and this has pretty good grade at 3.5 to 3.7 grams a ton so far, and it's 100 meters from surface. So the shallow edge of the deposit can be accessed with decline tunnels like we're doing in the mine we're building in the Western Limb. And this is the big difference, is that it's a shallow piece of the Bushveld with extraordinary grade thickness. It's a new frontier with an old name. Actually, as many know, the first discoveries of platinum ever in South Africa were actually in the Waterberg sediments up near the North Limb. This discovery is underneath the Waterberg sediments in a new piece of the Bushveld. So it's kind of fitting that it has an old name. And as many know, Hans Merensky made his first discoveries in the 1920s in the North Limb. And I'm sure Dr. Merensky is watching this discovery pretty closely.
And this is not the only action that you're involved in South Africa. You're also in the Western Bushveld, closer to Rustenburg, and your Western Bushveld joint venture. When is that going to produce some platinum?
We're targeting mid-2015 for our first concentrate sales. We have a long-term offtake agreement with Anglo Platinum to deliver to the Waterfall smelter. And that project's fully funded. We're just financing now the final piece of the bank debt with Standard Bank, SocGen out of France, Caterpillar Finance, and Barclays ABSA. We're closing that debt deal very shortly. It's credit approved. And yeah, we're in full construction. We've got about 600 people on site there.
And how much have you invested there?
Our total investment now is around $200 million since we started. Yeah, it's a $500 million project. So it's a good sized project.
And are you just discoverer or also developer in terms of Waterberg? We see that you're very much a developer in terms of the Western Bushveld joint venture. You're going to repeat that in the Waterberg.
We're using some of the engineers and teams that we actually did designs on the WBJV with. Yeah, and our plan is to drive this forward. We think it's very exciting. We don't know if the current deposit is the most interesting part of this whole limb of the Bushveld that we can see with our geophysics. So we've got a lot of work to do yet, but we're certainly excited about what we're seeing now. The Plat Reef is the typical name given to the mineralization in the North Limb. It includes the Mahalaquena mine, obviously, and it's a zone along the base of the Bushveld Complex in the North Limb. Some of the neighbors to the Mahalaquena mine, of course, are Ivan Plats and their flat reef that they've discovered. It's about 800 to 1,500 meters deep, but it's thick. It's 20 meters thick. And the other partners in that joint venture are Itachi of Japan and JOGMEC, our same partner, the Japanese government. So it's very interesting that they're developing there at the same time we're working northward. On the new discovery at Waterberg, it's quite different than the Plat Reef. The metal balance in the lower F zones is similar to the Plat Reef, but the T Reef is something completely different, and it's got 20% gold in its metal balance, making it something brand new. A lot of people try and push the deposits that we found at Waterberg into either the Flat Reef or Plat Reef or UG2 or Merensky. They're not. They're named the T Reef and the F Reef for a reason. They come in their own stratigraphy. They're true layers. The Plat Reef is kind of a jumbled mix of things along the floor of the Bushveld. The F Reefs are not. They're actually a true magmatic layer that we can see with continuity over kilometers, and it's something brand new for South Africa.